What's happening, guys? Gemma here and back again for that beginning of the week gaming related video topic. Anyway, we're here today to talk about Rage 2, released last week on the Xbox One and on the PlayStation 4 consoles. I'm here to talk about it after playing 3 hours on stream the other night, which I'm going to talk about in a second actually, because there was something else additional that happened in that stream that I want to discuss and certainly thank you for. But yeah, I'm not quite sure if Rage 2 lived up to the hype. So let's talk about it, let's unpick it. I'm going to give you guys my honest thoughts as always, and I hope you can watch this video until the end. And let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Should you buy Rage 2 now, or should you wait until it drops in price? So before we dive into the absolute nuts and bolts of my experiences, I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody that tuned in to episode 1 of Rage 2. It was a charity stream for Rosie's Rescue Centre, my puppy, that unfortunately got hit by a car last week after escaping what was an immensely secure back garden. And we raised a few pence shy of £1,100 that I sent out immediately to Jenny, one of the coordinators in Corfu in Greece, that has been helping to medicate, feed, rehome, look adoption-wise and foster-wise, all the dogs. And I posted screenshots of the PayPal amount and then me sending the PayPal amount. So thank you so much. We've helped hundreds of other dogs now in Rosie's memory, and I cannot thank you guys enough. And that happened on the Rage 2 stream part 1, so thank you so much. So managed to get through 3 hours and 10 minutes, very teary-eyed in parts. And one of the things that I was really looking forward to in Rage 2 were the environments. Often in the build-up I was seeing a lot of kind of neon popping cities that felt very much like miniature towns and cities and small settlements within Borderlands 2 in particular. And I was really excited for that. You know, I thought it was going to really tap in to that excited, bright, colour-yearning girl that I am. But the environment-wise, it fell short for me. I found things to be a little bit too bland going from A to B. Like, so if you travel from one place and you go over to say an arc, which we'll talk about, arcs, or a mission, it was just incredibly boring. Now, there wasn't much to see, there's not really much to do. You may drive past certain enemies in which your vehicle crosshairs would lock onto the enemy, or lock onto another car, or lock onto something, and you could either shoot it, or if it was a car, there's the opportunity to maybe hit, I think it's L3, to jump into a race. So I guess there were some things to do whilst in transit, but on the whole, environmentally, Rage 2 lacked, and I just did not expect to feel that way. I felt that there's so much more that could have been done. For example, maybe just put more points of interest, or maybe have more kind of factions that roam the world, so there's more kind of people, but it was just very, very barren. So that is a damn shame. I think if you compare Rage 2 to see, like, when I first played, like, say something like Fallout 3, just let's take the environment of Fallout 3 when you come out Vault 101. Like the draw distance, you can kind of see things that immediately you think, oh, I wonder what's over there, and I wonder what's over there, and you know, there was a lot more visual stimuli for me in something like Fallout 3 compared to Rage 2. Now, you may think as well that 3 hours is not actually a lot of time in, but I've heard other reviewers say that the main campaign is only 20 hours, so I'm actually approaching 25% of this completed so far. In terms of the missions, then, if we're kind of looking at that completion, I mentioned arcs, and I mentioned obviously main missions. Now, arcs are little points that you go to on your map, and you can get additional powers, like there's a double jump, there's this kind of like speed move, you can kind of lunge forward or lunge back or lunge to the left or lunge to the right, therefore adding agility to battle. Underwhelming, I'm not gonna lie. When I got to the double jump, before I'd even tackled that part of the tutorial to practice this double jump, I was expecting like thrusts, you know, but it was just like you know, I felt like Mario could have done a better job at jumping from a block to another block. So that felt underwhelming. I didn't feel powerful, which is a shame. But I would suggest if you're going to go into this and you do want to give it some time, visit your arcs, get your power up sorted, you know, who knows? The double jumper might be exactly what you want, I don't know. But it wasn't really for me. It was just so weak, so lame, and didn't really add much value. So in terms of the missions then, oh, and I will just say, just backtracking there, before you can go into an arc, you have to kind of clear out a few raiders or whatever, goons. Hate that word. I like the term raiders, I think is more fitting. You know, you got to kind of clear out some enemies, very basic stuff. But then you can access the arc, so just kind of bear that in mind. You need to make sure you're filled with your ammo, you've got plenty of stuff, and make sure you strategically park your vehicle to be able to kind of get back out again. So missions seem very underwhelming and basic, so much so that that's the best I can do. Basic and underwhelming. And then obviously when you're trying to like select a mission in the menu system, the menus are overly complex. They're just unnecessary at this point to be so, like there's menus, sub-menus, and then sub-menus within the sub-menus it seems, and then the different icons, and it just doesn't seem pleasing to the eye. It doesn't seem user-friendly, and don't get me wrong, if you spend some time with Rage 2, I'm pretty certain that those menu systems can be tackled autonomously. But unless I'm playing a very deep RPG, I don't really want to spend a lot of time in the menu systems. I would rather be in-game gameplay kind of thing. But this isn't an in-depth RPG, this is Rage 2. You know, this is more about movement, agility, speed, fast-paced action, and it's just not. Jumping into the menu system slows things down, it's laborious, and it doesn't feel rewarding, unfortunately. Now, one of the things I really did like was some of the characters. There's a lot of eccentricity, and especially when they kind of get up close. If you've got a character that is just melee only, like an NPC, an enemy that is melee only, they do come quite close to be able to swipe you, and you can get a good look at them. Unfortunately, if you've got a keen eye for detail, I think a lot of the textures in the characters lack, and I think a lot of the textures in the buildings and just the general environment, you know, things that you find on tables or whatever, it just lacks completely. Now I'm playing on a base PS4, so arguably the textures are going to lack in comparison to the PS4 Pro. But when I think about something like Days Gone, which I am streaming on my base PS4, the textures look much nicer in comparison with Rage 2. So for me, I would have liked to have seen maybe a little bit more effort within the textures, the environment, and just making it feel that little bit more immersive, rather than looking at it going, this could be a really high-end PS3 game in terms of its looks. But nonetheless, the characters, they are quite quirky. If you think along the lines of Mad Max, obviously Avalanche Studios, they worked with id, Avalanche being Mad Max. It very much feels like that, and I love that kind of stuff, that very kind of steampunk-esque vibe to it. So I guess that is a positive, really. So can I think of anything else that I can add here that's going to answer the question on should you buy or should you wait? I can't, and I think that speaks volumes, and my answer is simple. If I personally, if I wasn't a streamer, I would have held off on buying Rage 2. I bought it because I wanted to stream it and I wanted to make this video. So I would have been a bit hypocritical had I just passed it by. But if you're not a streamer, or you're a streamer that you know, and you don't want to buy it, I would suggest laying off until it's down to about 30 quid, maybe £25. And then I think you're going to get a little bit more for your money, because I just, at the minute, it lacks way too much polish. It was incredibly overhyped. It's good, but for me, it's just not. You shouldn't be paying full price for it. So there we go. I hope you guys took a little bit of value from this video. Thank you once again to everybody that tuned in to the live streams and donated in order for us to help puppies that need support, medicine, dogs that need support, medicine, healing. We've made a difference, so thank you so much. I will be back on Wednesday for another video. I would love it if you guys could subscribe and share this video. But for now, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there. And I've been to the gym today, that's why I kind of look like this, it's ridiculous. But I'm gonna leave it there. My name is Gemma, take care, have a good one, see you soon.